can join in on the hashtag Pron15 and on Facebook as well. So hello, everyone. I'm really pleased to introduce Roslyn Young, who works for Pronunciation Science. I've had the pleasure of collaborating with Roslyn on a number of projects and presentations at IATEFL events, and this is definitely not going to be a post-lunch nap session, be warned. Thank you, Roslyn.
Thank you. So if we could have the first slide. What I'm going to do is show you what I do with my students when I teach French. And everyone knows the listen and repeat approach. This is a completely different approach. This is the articulatory approach. And so what we're working on the basis that pronunciation is a motor skill and that you have to learn to do it with your muscles. And this is what I'm going to be asking you to do, right? And so, we're not in the right one. It's gone back to the beginning. Oh, there we are, right. All right. So, what I'm going to ask you to do is put your tongue on the cutting edge of your teeth, please. And then draw it up your teeth, and you'll meet the gums. And run it on the gums. And then run it back. And can you feel that it comes to a bump? And then it goes up. All right, let it follow up. It goes up like this, across the palate. You're on the palate now. Keep running it back, very slowly. Feel what you're doing. And then at some stage, your hard palate becomes your soft palate. Yes? Put it here on the cutting edge again. Run it up your teeth, your gums, across your gums. That's about flat, yes? Then you come to the bump, and up behind the bump, across the palate to the hard palate. Right. And I can get my students to do that simply by doing this. So would you do it again? Here's the tip. Okay, and I would spend about 5 minutes doing that. Right? Now, for the rest of the session, I want you to put the tip of your tongue here and keep it there. And when I say to you, tongue, I'll go like this. Keep it crisp. Tongue in the right position. Open your jaw just a little. That's too much. That's it, and again. That's this one. Keep it stable. I'm hearing, right? Keep it stable. This one. Come back to this one. Push your tongue forward. And we do this one. This one? Keep it sharp. Good. Good. Come back to the first slide. I want you to do this. And now, just round your lips. Open. Open. All right, now come back to this one. All right, this one, sorry. Keep in exactly the same position and round. I'm hearing two different things. Can you do it again? Right, you're doing this one. So everybody do this one. Do it again. That's this one. And now do this one. All right, everybody. Round your lips well. So pronunciation. Okay, this one here. Round your lips. And that's this one. So this one. Everybody? But it's too long. Keep it crisp. Come back to this one. Okay. This one. And now get yourself into that position again. Can you feel a little bit of tongue coming out the side here? Push your tongue further forward. You have the tip down here. And again. Can you feel it? Put a lot of tension into it. There's a lot of tension in French. Jam it there, and now round your lips. And again. That's this one. So off you go. And again. Okay, good, good. And again. So this one, we'll come back here. And again. Come to this one. And again. And this one. This one. This one. Okay, and this one. This one here. Okay, all right. Good. Now, and again. Just this one. Close it down a little. It's very similar to this one. Come back to this one. Open, just open your jaw. Now this one. And again. Right. Okay. So. Start here. Come back here. This one? Close it down a little. So this one? This one here. Now. Okay, say it again. No, somebody said it. No. Come back to this one. Everybody? Perhaps we need some consonants with it. This one here. And again? And again? And again? Make it longer. Keep it sharp. Push your tongue further forward. And again. Almost. Almost. Your tongue is moving, right? In French, before you begin this one, get into the position of the one you're going to. So get into the position of this one. And now add this before it. That's better. And again. And again. Yours is moving, right? Get yourself into this position before you begin. Everybody, say it again. And now just put this in front of it. I have to give you another sound to tell you what's happening here. So, do this one. You know what this one is, don't you? This one here is... pull it right back. Much further back than that. This is right. Could I ask you to say it to everybody? Say it again. Even further back. Have you got it? This is right. Say it again. Can everyone hear? Say it again. Put more tension into it. French has much more tension. Draw it further back. Okay, that's this one here. Now, this. Keep them separate. And again. If I ask you to put them together now. And that gives you this one here, right? So do it. This one. Off you go. And again. This is a consonant, right? And you have an English word with a French accent. Yes? Say it again. Yes. If you say it in English, it's not quite like that. But say it in French. In English with a French accent. All right. Have less tension. Say it in English. In English. In French. In English. You can hear it glide, can't you? And now in French? Okay. So this one, Do you remember what this was? Yeah, so, okay, say it again. But this one here. And again. Put this in front. And some of you, when I ask you to do this, you're slipping into this. You're adding this one in. So take it out. So this one here, everybody. Now put this in front. I'm still hearing this one. Say it again. And again. I can still hear it. Push it further forward. And again. I'm still hearing the pink one. Oh, I'm still hearing the pink one there. What you need to do is go directly. First of all, this one. Off you go. Just close your lips and open them. And nothing should move except your lips. And what we're doing is this. Okay. All right. Could I have the next slide? Could you just... Now, what I've done here is, I would never do this with my class, but here we only have about 40 minutes, and so I've decided to do this with you, and we've put in some of these, because these are not a problem for you, okay? All right, so could we come over to, for example, this one here? And again? That's beautifully English. Nicely aspirated. Say it again. And again. And what you're doing is blowing your lips apart with the air. Say it again. Okay. In French, what I want you to do is close your lips. That gets you into this position. But instead of blowing your lips apart, I want you to drop your jaw. You can build up some pressure and then drop your jaw, right? And that gives you... And you get something much tenser. Try it again. Go back to English. Loosen up. Back into French. Drop your lips. And then do it like this. And again. You need more mobility, right? And again. And again. I can still hear the breath, okay? Build up less tension, right? And then drop your jaw, and what will come out is the right sound. Try it again, everybody. And again. And again. With the tension that you need. Right. And we can do it with this. Is your tongue in the right position? Ici, down here at the bottom. And can we go back to the, if you just run back 2 slides, which one is it? This one, back with that. Okay, right. So in English, you'd be using this up here. Do it. And then blow the tip of your tongue away with the air. Do it. But if the tip of your tongue is down here, then you're going to be using this part of your tongue up here. And that's what I want you to do. Off you go. Get it stronger, firmer. Use your jaw. In English, you can say something like that, can't you? And now let your tongue go from here and up to here and blow it away. Now come back to French. Put your tongue in the right position. Okay, that's down here. Okay, back we go. Okay, so we've got some more to do. So come back to this one. And again, keep it nice and tense. And round your lips. Mhm. If I ask you to make a whistling kind of sound for this, it's higher. Okay. All right. And if I ask you to do a whistling sound for this one, lower, 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 lower. It's as low as you can possibly get. I don't think it's possible to whistle lower. Try it. And this is the sound we want. Mm-hmm. So, tongue in the right position. And hardly anything moves. Keep it pushed forward. Mm-hmm. Okay. Uh-huh. You put this one on? Oh, that's you're somewhere here, right? Keep these two very close together. This one here. Stretch it. Open your jaws very slightly from the red one. Come back here. Uh-huh. That sounds very good. Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, do this one just by itself. And round your lips. Uh-huh. Some of you have got it nicely. Say it again. Okay. Say it again. There it is. Everybody? Round your lips. Touch your lips and feel if they're rounded. When I look at them, they're not rounded. They're kind of, right, muddly. Round them. Mm-hmm. Put some energy into it. This is French. Uh-huh. Can you say it again? Uh-huh. Everybody? Uh-huh. And again. Yes, we can do it with this, for example. This exists. Oh, this one here is, well, you can see what this one is. These two belong together. Mm-hmm. Off you go. Keep it closed more. It's very, very... Uh-huh. Yes, round your lips. I'm seeing such lazy French here. I'm seeing... This is French, right? Put your hand on your lips and feel what you're doing. Can you feel them protruding? Can you feel them, right? Push them further out. Push them further out. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. And no gusts of air, right? French is on a smooth, French is sung rather than being breathed like English. Everybody? Uh-huh, okay. Okay. Everybody? Uh-huh. Round your lips. Okay, that's perfect. Can you say it to everybody? Uh-huh, don't lose it. That's it. And again? Okay. Uh-huh. Good, good, good. Mm-hmm. Right. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Let's say... all right. Good. Come to this one and send it through your nose. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And, uh-huh. Could I get you to stand up and say it for everybody? Okay. Uh-huh. Okay, say it again. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Send it through your nose. Uh-huh. And again? Mm-hmm. This one? Through your nose? Uh-huh. All right. This one here was? Send it through your nose. And it's here. This one? This one? That's this one. And now? Through your nose. All right. This one here, do you remember what it was? It was yours. Yes. Okay. That's right. Look like this. When you round your lips, you don't always do it like this. You can also do it like this. So, you know the morning glory flower? Okay, thank you. Everybody? Send it through your nose. You've lost this one a little bit. Come back to this one. Now this one. Stay with this. This one here. And then through your nose. That's better. And again. No, yours is moving, right? Yours is moving from, you're moving in this direction, so this one is also moving in this direction. It's a very ugly sound. Put this in front of it. This one? This one here? And again? And okay. Tongue in the right position. Tongue in the right position. Put this in front of it. And get yourself into this position. And now add this and this. And don't leave this position. Did you get it? But I'm hearing you move from this. Keep this. Do this 3 times. The same. And you don't move from this position at all. And now put it all together. Encore? But this is French. Da da da. Encore? And now, add, you see what this one is? Who can guess what this is? Yes, somebody said it. Just a moment. And again. And again. Do the first sentence, which began here. Yes, don't move from this one. And then add this to the front. Now put some emotion into it. The first one first. The first one first. And now add this in front. And again. Right, so that gives us 3 sentences. The first one. Second one. Third one. Make it emotional. Right, and we'll stop with that. Okay. All right. We have just a few minutes for some questions. Right. What I can tell you is that what I've been dealing with is something in French which is called co-articulation. That's to say, when the French language works around the vowels, English doesn't, right? The French language works around the vowels, and so in order to get this, what I ask you to do is to get into the position of the vowel before you begin the consonant and keep the position of the vowel all the way through to the end of the consonant. And this will transform somebody's French entirely, right? Instead of, for example, in English, if we're doing this word here exists in English, bell, right? You ring one, bell, and the eh collapses into the L, so we get bell, right? Elle est belle, right? And n'est pas belle du tout, right? It's not belle at all, right? And now say it in French again. And hold this position all the way through to the end, right? Right. So what we're using is, this is the articulatory approach, which works on the basis that you have to get the articulators, all this, into the right position. You have to have the right articulatory position for French, which is the tongue is down here, right? Oh, there's something we didn't do. There's something we didn't do, which I'd like to do with you, because it only takes a second. Put your tongue back into the right position, and come back to this one here. And it should be the back of your tongue going up to where your soft palate joins the hard palate. Is that about right? Now, if you do a very, very, very slow release, instead of just dropping your jaw, do a very slow release so that you get a little bit of friction after this orange one here. Try that. So that you get the end of this one, and then you get a little bit of friction, and then you get into this one. Everybody? And what you are doing is making this sound here, which is the famous French ah, right? That's how you make it, right? It's very, very easy if your tongue is in the right position, which is behind the bottom teeth, behind the lower teeth, right? So that you can wrap up in just a few seconds. It's a very quick one to do. So we still have a few minutes for questions, and this time I won't answer my own questions. I'll listen for yours. Does anyone have a question?
How long does it take your students to learn this before you use it comfortably as a substitute or an alternative?
Well, what? Oh, right.
How long does it take your students?
Oh, right. Yes.
How long does it take your students to memorize the chart, and is it a good alternative to the chart that we use in English classrooms?
Well, I would say it takes about, well, first of all, the problem is not to memorize the chart, right? I don't mind if somebody goes through a whole 90 or 100-hour course and never memorizes the chart. The aim of this is to do mouth gymnastics. And if they learn the chart, then that's a useful byproduct. And many people do learn the chart, but it's the aim is not to learn the chart. It's to get the feel of the tensions of French, of the positions of French, the kinds of sounds that you have to make. Another use of the chart, even if you don't know what the sounds are, is to be able to say, all right, I don't know, I can't make the difference between these two, but I know I have to try. Right? This is something, we had the experience recently of somebody who said 4 years of French at school and got to university before she knew that these two sounds existed. So this is inexcusable. Every student should know that from day one, from hour one. So how long does it take now? It takes something like depending on where people come from. If they come from Japan, 5 vowels, and they've got all these vowels in French to master, then that takes a certain amount of time. The consonants are not much of a problem. If they come from Germany, then they have most of these vowels, and it takes very little time. So it depends where people come from. But generally speaking, I would say something like an hour, or for people in Japan, perhaps more, 3 hours, something like that. But after that, every time we work, this chart remains up on the wall, and every time we work, if somebody says something, they're using this one instead of this one, all I have to do is say, right, and that means come back to the right one. So I'm constantly correcting all the way through the rest of the course. So there's a big investment in pronunciation at the very beginning. At the very beginning, this is the very beginning, and then after that, the pronunciation work continues throughout the course, but in little micro lessons, which last anything from 5 seconds to 30 seconds, 45 seconds, or if we come across a really big problem, for example, the French R down here isn't fitting in well, then we spend a few minutes working on it. But it's more like a constant job than a one-off. You can't do pronunciation one-off. Pronunciation is a motor skill, and it takes the time it takes to learn to do it. And so they just have to spend the time. You have to keep coming back. But there's one useful thing, which is that once you finished your day's lesson, or your after 2 or 3 days, once they know this, they have a mental image of the sounds, and they can do what you have to do to learn to speak, which is go out into the park, walk around the park, and practice. That's how I learned French, and I think it's how anyone that is successful in a language learns the pronunciation. That's to say, you have to put in your time, not class time.
Thank you.
Right?
Merci beaucoup.
That's the best way to keep me quiet. Okay, thank you.
Can we give a massive round of applause to Roslyn?
Thanks very much. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Okay. Yes. Mm-hmm. Good question. Have you had the Talent Way class in front of you?
We've got a question from Liz. I think she's in Barcelona. Hola.
Mm-hmm.
It's an international conference today. Have you ever taught the silent way in a classroom and found somebody who didn't understand? I think it's a very interesting method. Merci beaucoup.
Merci. Uh-huh. Generally speaking, the gestures that I used can be understood. Everything I did with you speaking, I can do silently. It takes a little more time, but it is possible to do silently. The most important things to do in French are get the energy right. In fact, in any language, is get the energy right. In English, it is lower the energy. And I don't want this. This is not listen and repeat. This is explore and find. Right? It's explore and get the right positions. It's explore and learn how to do it, how to speak in a strange and foreign way, because this is a foreign language.
Fantastic, thank you. We've got a comment from Mohammed Ali Hamdi. This is a good practice for introducing pronunciation. So very good. Thank you, Mohammed, for this comment.
Yes.
And we've got a question from Liliana. How would that work for people? Yes.
Oh.
How would that work for people who are colorblind?
Okay, well, I can show you. Can we have the next slide?
Yes.
I think it's, all right, we can do it with that one, in actual fact. All right, here's my chart. Do you remember what this was? And this one here? This one? And this one?
So you can do it without color?
etc. So it's possible to do it without color. In fact, I have a colleague who had, she went off for a weekend's training and took all her charts down, and when she got back on Monday morning, she didn't have the time to put them back up again. And so the whole class worked for the whole of Monday morning on a completely blank wall, right? Pointing this and pointing that. This was well into the year, and the children knew the charts. right? Well into the year. But color blindness is not a problem at all.
Fantastic. And Liliana, I also would like to know how much time you would recommend to devote to this method in a typical course?
Devote to pronunciation?
Yes.
Oh, well, as I said, about an hour and a half, 3 hours for people who come. Arabic students, for example, will come with a very limited palette of vowels, so they would need much more time. Japanese students would need more time. Depends on the language. It depends on the language. It depends on the mental flexibility of the person, how much they're in contact with what they're doing, with their mouths, whether they have any sensitivity. Some people take a while to develop some sort of sensitivity to their mouths. Right? Piers will be talking about this in the next session, in fact, which is about what to do before you teach sounds. And it's no scoop to say one of the things is develop people's sensitivity. Right? And this is an ongoing thing. It's something that I'm still working on years later, and I think anyone who's a good pronunciation teacher works on their own sensitivity. Yes?
What do you suggest?
I don't ask you to remember. What I want you to do is, as I said, the aim of this is not to learn the chart. The aim of this is to get you to do the gymnastics, right? And if you learn the chart, then that's fine, but it's very much the same as getting to know people's names, right? I recognize you, and then somewhere along the line I have to be able to pin a name to you. And I don't know yours, but if you told me, I'd probably forget it, right? Because I have a bad memory for that kind of thing. But I have a very good memory for my muscular movements, right? And this is how people should be taking pronunciation away from the classroom, okay? And that's what I would ask you to do. Go out of the classroom. For homework, walk around the park, and make these sounds. Make the ones you're having trouble with, or make these ones because I know you're having trouble with them. That would be your homework.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Rosalind. Can we give Rosalind
You're
a
very
massive round of applause?
Thank you.
We're going to take a very, very